The biggest news story of the entire preseason has been, where is Tom Brady? Now, Tom Brady left the Bucs on August 11th in what was supposedly, and according to the Bucs at least, a planned timetable where Tom Brady was just not going to be with the team. It was to, quote, attend to personal things. That was the excuse from the Bucs as to why Tom Brady was going to be absent for a spell during this preseason. And on Thursday, Todd Bowles was asked about this and asked if there was a timetable, to which he responded, "We'll see. We'll talk about it next week. Not concerned about it right now. We're trying to practice against Tennessee to play a game." I said sometime after Tennessee. There's no definitive date for me, but we'll check in on it and we'll keep in touch and we'll find out. So that was head coach Todd Bowles on his stance on this whole Tom Brady thing. Now, the reason people have been reading into this is because people thought it was a little weird. Tom Brady, who, again, retired back in January, only to unretire 40 days later, not with the team right now. Now, it's worth to note that on August 3rd, Tom Brady was not with the team because of his birthday. It was his birthday. He turned 45 years old, and he wasn't with the team then. So there is this idea that Tom Brady, yes, can get time off when he wants it. And look, before we get to all these different conspiracies that are going around, is Tom Brady retired now? Is he mad at the Bucs? Blah blah blah. I kind of want to talk about what's happened with the Bucs in recent times. You're in a situation where Rob Gronkowski decided to retire. He said, "I've had enough. I've got an extra Super Bowl ring, had an extra year in the NFL, 2 years actually in the NFL that I didn't plan on having. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm gone." Then you have Ryan Jensen, one of Tom Brady's key pieces down there in Tampa Bay, his center, the guy who literally protects him right up front, the guy who hands him the ball on every play. Ryan Jensen, he had an injury. He's likely gone for most of, if not the entire year now. And then you also have these investigations that yielded punishments for the Miami Dolphins, the owner, as well as one of the vice chairs of the organization, where it was alleged and found that the Miami Dolphins were involved in tampering that involved Tom Brady and Sean Payton. So there's been a little bit of credence, I should say. There is a little bit of credence, I should say, to this idea that maybe there's a lot of drama around this, and maybe Tom Brady's tired of it, and maybe Tom Brady just doesn't want to deal with any of it throughout the year. And this is him stepping away from the team for his final time, his final act. He's giving his final bow in the preseason after unretiring. That, to me, look, I know a lot of people out there want to read into that and say, he's retired. He's gone. Not me. I do not believe that Tom Brady would unretire only to retire again over these types of controversies. This is a guy who, you say what you want about Deflategate, I don't care what side you were on that. It was a huge controversy. It became a huge controversy. There was legal battles. And what did he say? He didn't retire when that happened. He was old enough to. He didn't retire. He said, "Okay, give me suspensions. I'm going to go win a Super Bowl anyway." There's nothing out of anything that's happened over the last 9 months, there's nothing that you can tell me to say that Tom Brady just kind of is done, right? That he doesn't want it anymore. No, this is the most competitive human being to step on a football field ever. And I know people will disagree with that. People will say, there were better competitors back in the 1930s, blah blah blah. None of them compare to this guy. He's playing quarterback at an elite level at the age of 45. He just turned 45, I should say, and he's coming off of 2 back-to-back 40 touchdown seasons. I don't care what you have around you, by the way. I don't care. If you're 44 and doing that, incomparable to anyone else. Incomparable. We've never seen it. And he's done it. And he's won 7 Super Bowls. He's been in like 11 Super Bowls. People want to discount that? That's fine. Greatest football player of all time. You can't deny that. But I don't believe it for a second that Tom Brady's going to retire. Guys, this is Tom Brady. If it's not clear yet, or if it hasn't been clear already, the rules don't apply to him. If Tom Brady wants to go on vacation, like in the middle of the preseason, he can do it. If Tom Brady doesn't want to practice, he doesn't need to practice. You know why? Because he's Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't want to do two-a-days, doesn't need to because he's Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't want to run laps, doesn't need to because he's Tom Brady. He offers way more to your team, to your franchise, to your organization, to the entire National Football League than a lot of the players do combined. And that's just the God's honest truth. Agree with it and disagree with it, and both sides have their credence, honestly. But to say that, oh, he's going to retire, I don't think so. If you ask me what's really going on, they're probably, Tom Brady's probably on vacation or he's just enjoying time with his kids. Now, there is an idea that Tom Brady is out there filming The Masked Singer, which would be hilarious if that's what it is. Like, absolutely hilarious. And it very well could be. It very well could be that Tom Brady was like, let me take a few weeks off and go be the Masked Singer for a little bit and see how that works. Like, the dude is trying at least or setting himself up to make that transition into announcing, into entertainment. He's Tom freaking Brady. He's got the name recognition, as much name recognition as you could ever want. So for me, it's not that big of a leap to think that it might be something like that. It might be another opportunity like that. It might just be he's tired and he wants to go to bed earlier, or he wants to go, or he doesn't want to go to practice. Either way, right? Either way, regardless of what it is, you live with it because it's Tom Brady. And people are going to say, well, watch this year when they don't make the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. I'll believe it when I see it. And if I do see it, then hey, maybe we'll talk about it then. But nothing so far in this dude's career, especially like since 2003, has can lead me to believe that like it's not going to result in this team making the playoffs. It's not going to result in this team competing for a world title. God's honest truth, real take truth, whatever you want to call it. Just call it the truth. Let me know what you guys think about this. Is Tom Brady going to retire? Is he going to stay? Is he filming the next season of The Masked Singer? Let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.